Hello everyone, Break It Bob. I'm up here at the cemetery. Me and Black Beauty rode up here today. I'm gonna go see the Great One, the Great Goliath. This is final resting place up here in Las Vegas. And it has been a while since I've been out this direction. Sorry if I start getting teary-eyed. This man is responsible for just about every Southern California professional wrestler that's ever came out. Some way, somehow, he has instilled into them. He has trained great wrestlers, and those wrestlers have trained other people. I mean, hate to say it, but that DNA goes all the way through, even up into John Cena. If it wasn't for some of the people that was trained by Goliath, he wouldn't have been trained as well. The Great Goliath has went through years of professional wrestling, I guess I could say. NWA Tag Team Champion, I can't even tell you how many times. I personally went to Japan. When I got to Japan, years after he has been there, there was still a huge portrait of Goliath in a cage. It looked like they had some match or something above a ring, and Goliath was in that cage tied up above the ring so he couldn't interfere. I got many matches because of him. I was one of those wrestlers that was super very young, and the way it works in pro wrestling is the first match, second match, third match, you're just there. The main event and the semi-main is where it's at, and Goliath has always made sure I was in the main event. The Great Goliath. Broken heads, though. We'll get that taken care of for sure. Oh, man. It's very touching. Very touching. When I went to Mexico, the first match I ever had was main event. Goliath was always a heel, and he made me a baby face. So I had long blonde hair, and he always thought I was like a little pretty boy, and that's the way he kept it. In my heart, I really, truly wanted to be El Hijo del Gran Goliath when I wrestled in Mexico, but he never gave me the permission to use his name or anything. I wish to God he would have. Whenever I was a heel, I always try to imitate him. You know, a heel is being a bad guy instead of the good guy. I definitely miss this cat. Goliath is the one that instilled into us how we can take professional wrestling moves that everyone says, oh, they're choreographed and this and that. Well, they might be. But Goliath taught us how to make those wrestling moves effective. When he trained me, he was like 55. And I remember saying, well, maybe when I'm 55, I'll still be wrestling and doing this, what he's doing also. That didn't happen, and I'm getting my back broken and having back surgeries. I could not wrestle no more. That took me out of the game. Goliath trained Jesse Hernandez and Juan Hernandez, Los Friars, and Jesse and Goliath are the one that trained me. Goliath would take a few bumps here and there, rolls, show me how it's done correctly. Then he would tell Jesse, because Goliath did not speak very much English, but he would tell Jesse, who spoke English, no problem. And then Jesse would tell me, do this better, do that better, you should do this, you should do that. And I shut my mouth and I listened. It's just wild how when you're young, you meet people and you take it for advantage. You take it for granted, I guess you would say. You don't really know what they've done, what they've been through. Goliath in Mexico was actually, he made bricks as a living. He was a brick maker. Then he became a taxi cab driver. From taxi cab driving, from what I remember Jesse telling me, is where he met a couple other wrestlers and they seen how big he was. And from then, I think he said, yeah, I could do that. And then he started training, and thank God he did. Because the Great Goliath is the one that gave us all of our skills. Thank you, Goliath, for moving to San Bernardino, California. And thank you for being a great teacher. I just wish and hope and that was one of your best students. I know you always were proud of me. I know you made me that first cape. That was great. The size of like a superhero cape. Great Goliath will always be missed, respected, loved. Thank you. Thank you, Goliath. Thank you for being the professional that you always have been. Thank you for being loving as you always have been. Thank you for caring for me as you always have. And I'll see you soon, Jefe. I love you more. Let's boogie.